This week's FibreKing Race of the Week is the GVK Formula Ford Festival Final from Brands Hatch. And what a race it was. Certainly one of the best of the year and an absolute classic in Formula Ford Festival history. Thanks again to FibreKing, the UK's premier car detailing and microfiber company, for sponsoring October's Race of the Week. And if you're wondering why you can hear karts in the background, it's because we're on location in Sarno for the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals, bringing you live coverage all week until the finals on Saturday. Make sure to tune in via the Rotax Karting YouTube channel.
So, cars are getting in position. We do this not just for the festival final, but we do it for Gerrit Van Kouwen. Of course, he won 40 years ago. Who will emulate his success and take victory in this? This is what it all builds to. The grand final dedicated to Gerrit Van Kouwen, the 2024 Gerrit Van Kouwen Anniversary Formula Ford Festival Final, all set to go. The red lights are on. We're away for the final. Cracking start from pole for Middlehurst. He moves across to the line, but he also gets covered off by Jordan Kelly. The two Team Dolan teammates go side by side into turn one, and they will go into turn one in the mix as well. Jason Smith is up there in third place. It's fourth for Cooper, fifth for Josh Smith. They've splashed their way through Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. And as they come up the hill towards Druids, then it's going to be pretty interesting as they come through. Druids in one car off the road. That's the historic final winner, Darwin Smith. He's off the road into the gravel trap. So the historic final winner is off. We heard him go off at Druids Bend. That might well possibly be his race, his festival over possibly. I don't know if it's going to be either a safety car or possibly going to be in the way. Either way, they turned their way out of it. And up now down the back straight. And up towards the 30s for the first time. Battling in the mix, you can see the mid-pack there, Joey Foster. As for Rory Smith, he's right in the thick of it in the mid-20s. He's trying to make his way through. And now out through the top end of the circuit. And now out through Clark Curve for the first time. Now across the line, and to end lap number one already, it's Middlehurst leading, with Jordan Kelly leading in fact, and it's Middlehurst in second place. And we'll see as they come through into Paddock Hill Bend for the second time. So it is effectively a Team Dolan 1, 2, 3. The Darwin Smith car, I think, is still in the gravel trap, so I'm not sure what they're going to do on that side. The safety car's on standby, but hasn't got its lights on. Out through the right-hander at Druids at the top of the hill. It's getting pretty close now. This is all going to be about who can nail this in the wet conditions and make the most of what they've got underneath them. I said it's the top three here. Kelly, Middlehurst, who both won their respective heats. And of course, on top of that, Jason Smith was in the mix as well in his third heat as well. So these guys are in the mix too. They tiptoe their way through 30s. It might be wet, but they're still pushing as hard as they dare. They go out through there. That was Jason Smith going up the inside, outside the first, second, even first, in fact, and they touch. Round goes Kelly and Smith. They're both rotating a complete 360. Through goes Middlehurst, Smith, through goes Cooper. They go either side, but two of the favourites are right down the order. They're scattering cars everywhere. Smith gets underway, Kelly's slower to react, but two of the main contenders in the lead are in jeopardy. And now it's Josh Smith into the lead. Josh Smith in car 200. Is it written in the stars? But in car 200 into the lead goes Josh Smith for Oldfield Motorsport. It's winding back the clock to 2018. They've won 1984. Up the hill they go then. So it's through all of that. It's the Smith leading, and also Joey Foster up to 9th with the fastest lap of the race. As for Rory Smith, he's 19th, so he's not made as much progress as he would like. In the wet, it's a slightly slower paced race, but we'll wait and see how that plays out as they come through Graham Hill Bend and now out through the left-hander onto the Cooper Straight. And now still it looks as though that Josh Smith has got this one pretty much initially under control, but we'll wait and see how this one goes. So only 3 laps in, and we've got plenty of drama with two of the main contenders taking themselves out of the race, and there's still plenty of action, I'm sure, with about 17 laps to go. So Josh Smith then twitching his way out of Clark Curve. Middlehurst in second. Hugh Esterson is now third. It's Cooper, McMullen, Quinn, Nippers, Charlie Mann, Joey Foster. Remember, he started all the way back in. Where did he start? All the way back in 22nd on the grid. Another new fast lap of the race, and he's up to 8th place past Charlie Mann. There goes Johnny McMullen, fending off Morgan Quinn. Charlie Mann's 9th. Jason Smith is back to 10th after his spin. Jordan Kelly down to 21st. Up the hill into Druids. Still McMullen with Morgan Quinn in the mix too. Turning out the hairpin. And again, reiterating the fact that Joey Foster has taken the fastest lap. And there he is at the top of the screen. Look, he's battling with Tom Nippers. Ooh, down the outside, can he get himself a start? The answer is no. He's off onto the grass, so another festival favourite, despite all the progress he made, is hitting trouble. He's lost a place back to Charlie Mann, and now here comes Jason Smith on the outside. He might lose out to also Tom MacArthur and Ben Cochran just behind. The Furman stands its ground, and Joe Foster holds on to the top 10 spot. But Josh Smith, whether it's coincidence or good fortune or whatever it is, but you've got car 200 leading the festival final 40 years on from when the same car did exactly the same thing, which had Gerrit Van Cowen in it. So, lap 5 then, still Josh Smith with about almost a second lead over Middlehurst, with Esterson in 3rd place. Down the inside to take 4th place goes, the 5th place goes Morgan Quinn. He was the man who gained the most places in the festival final last year. Finished up a top 10 after starting quite deep in the field, but he's now right up there in contention. He's got the BMW-esque striping on that number 88 Van Diemen. So you've got kind of like 3 or 4 different teams right in the mix there. You've got Oldfield Motorsport leading, Chris Middlehurst for Team Dolan in 2nd place, Hugh Esterson up there in 3rd. This is almost shades of 2022 when Max was in there. Of course, I'm sure that Max, if he's watching on, he's looking at his brother and feeling quite proud in that sense. Further back, you've got some more of the contenders. You've got Jordan Kelly in there mixing it with his teammate Isaac Cantor da Silva. That's Anthony Amato battling with Tom MacArthur, who is the best of the historic cars in the field at the moment. They've also got Callum Baxter and is that Rory Smith behind him? I think it is. Oh, the 2 cars get together and Tomato goes off into the gravel trap. Is he going to get stuck? I'm not sure. Smith is trying to charge along here. He's stuck behind Tom MacArthur. That now puts him about... Look at the timing screen, actually. It puts him... Where is he now? He is up to 15. He's gone past Amato. He's into 13. So he started back in, what was it, 25th on the grid. He's up now 12 spots. He's back making 13. Just confirming the move on MacArthur. Foster now back up instead of Tom Nippers. This is the move he wanted to make a couple of laps ago, but he's still lapping pretty quickly. Foster sets a new fast lap of the race. He's done a 1:01.876. He's at least 4/10 quicker than the cars in front of them. So let's see what we can do. You said that the rain kills the racing. Not here in the festival final. Luke Cooper on the challenge here to try and get past Hugh Esterson. This will be for a podium finish. I don't think Luke Cooper's finished on the podium in the festival before. Recent results suggest not, so this could be his best result today. He was 4th last year and was on the cusp of a top 3 finish, but we'll wait and see. But even in the rain, we're getting some pretty good, tight, close racing here, and some of the faster cars charging their way back through the pack. Jason Smith, he's back up to 9th anyway, but it's 0.8 of a second between Smith and Middlehurst at the front of the field. This is the fight for 3rd. Joey Foster again only another fast lap of the race. He is absolutely flying out there. Again, he's at least 2 or 3 tenths quicker than the cars in front. Oh, and Houston gets sideways over the curb as he runs out wide next to Paddock Hill Bend, and here comes Luke Cooper up the inside for 3rd place. In the background you saw that was Joey Foster going up the inside with Johnny McMullen. Is he through? Yes, he is. Up another place. Joey Foster putting on one of the drives of the race, certainly. And Rory Smith, look at his progress. He's up to 12 past Callum Baxter. He's lapping at 1:02, so he's not on the same pace as Foster. But the Furman, the 2-time primary festival winner, and of course the 2004 Kent Festival winner, wants to add a 3rd primary festival win to his tally if he can. Not even half distance yet. We're on lap 7. We've still got 12 laps to go here. No, 13 laps to go, in fact. And Hettersink puts the nose of his right underneath, and there is, unfortunately, Darwin Smith, who has 1 trophy to take to his name this year, but sadly, he will not get the honours in the historic categories in the final, unfortunately, out on lap number 1. Cap stays static at 8/10 between Smith and Middlehurst. Here comes Esterson looking to the outside line. Remember last year, if you watched the final, it was a fantastic light switchback we saw Rory Smith do. Cooper goes deep, but takes the high, wide and handsome line. I did it, I had to. And he's up into his 3rd place. Another new fast lap of the race, and there's Joey Foster. He is absolutely charging along. He's only 5 seconds away from the leaders. There's Jonathan Kotick going down the outside of David MacArthur, and I think that's Jordan Kelly. It is, and that's a battle that's going on a bit further back. That's Kelly back in 19th, so hasn't made the progress that he was hoping to after the tangle that he had with Jason Smith. Jason, meanwhile, is up into 8th place and continuing on. So the last year's national champion, whatever happened in that tangle, he's come off worse on that, and the pace just isn't there in this part of the race. Tell you who has got the pace, it's that man there, number 3, Joey Foster, absolutely, no pun intended, storming along here, number 3 in the Furman. His next one is going to be Morgan Quinn to pick him off in 5th position. They're twitching around, and that's Ben Cochran off the road at Surtees. Now in that boggy grass, just be very careful on the power. Don't light up the rears, otherwise you're just going to get stuck. Here comes Foster, big dive up the inside in the wet conditions, considering that's a change between Kotick, Nippers, I think Rob Hall was in there as well, and Kelly, and that's another place game for Foster, unless Quinn gets the drive off of Paddock Hill Bend. But no, Foster sweeps across, and he's up into 5th position. I remind you again, from 22nd on the grid, if Foster gets even on the podium, it's one of the drives of recent festivals. It's fantastic work. So Josh Smith continues. The gap has stabilised. It's come down by about a tenth at the front. This is the MacArthurs at play. This is David MacArthur in the newer machine, car 15, and Tom MacArthur in 217. He's still clearly the fastest of the historic cars in the field. Now then, the gap between Foster and Esterson was about the line, about a second and a half. There's the other Furman, which is Leanne McShane battling with Andy Charsley, giving him the hurry up. But Joey Foster is revelling in these wet conditions, so we come on towards lap 10, so we're coming up to half distance in the grand final. Down to Paddock Hill Bend, another 10th taken out of a lead by Middlehurst. Cooper in third position, looking back. This is Andy Charsley again. Another new fastest lap of the race for Foster. He's now got the gap down to a lead to 4.4 seconds. And look, Middlehurst is right with Smith as well. There must have been a twitch through Paddock Hill Bend or a better run for Middlehurst. Either way, the top two are together. They've got about a 2-second advantage over Cooper. But you can see Joey Foster is right at the top of the hill next to Druid. He is on an absolute flyer. So Middlehurst can sense possibly his first festival victory. Josh Smith wants a second. Cooper and Esterson will get there first. Joey's getting, all intents and purposes, if you consider everything, a 4th festival win, but a 3rd primary one if he can hold on to this pace. I'll go back to the timing screen as they better take that deep line in towards the top end of Clearway's McLaren and Clark Curve. Back on the power again, just scrabbling and twitching their way through back onto the Brabham Straight. And there already is Joey Foster. He's on the back of Esterson. Andy McEwen shaking his head with, I think, disbelief at how quick this is. He's watching Foster. Thinks he's genuinely one of the best performances I've seen from the back. He's looking to the outside line. He's surely not going to the outside at Paddock Hill Bend. He's going to try for the undercut at least. This is genuinely a wet weather masterclass. Joe Foster, and here he comes. Up the inside. This will be for 4th place. Yes, he's done it. So another place game for Joey Foster. Now the next place is Luke Cooper, which will put him onto the grand final podium. And incredibly, just reminded as well, Foster was over a second faster on that last lap than the leaders. If Joey Foster wins this, this will genuinely be one of the best festival drives I've ever seen. I'm counting possibly everything in history. I'm talking, there's been some great performances, but if he does come from 22nd, that must be possibly, maybe, if he does win it, that'll be the furthest back that a festival winner has ever come back from. Certain, it must be. The other firm is not going any further though. That's Leanne McShane. She was out of the car, and I think that was possibly at the top end of the circuit at McLaren. Now that's going to be interesting. Yeah, she's out of the car. Well, what's that going to do? Because is that, yeah, safety cars, lights are on. I think we're about to go safety car in the grand final here. Now what does that do? Safety car's been deployed. This changes everything. And the safety car lights go... They don't... Yes, they do go out. Right, so on Cooper Straight, we are getting back underway for the grand final. So stand by for action. We're going to get 6 laps of, I think, true. Oh, they're going to add more laps, in fact. This is new. I didn't see that. So they're actually going to add more laps on. So it's going to be 23 laps, in fact. So actually, the 3 laps we had in the safety car, there was a rule in National Formula 4 that did that, where they added laps on. So that's actually really good by the organisers. They've added 3 laps on. So we're actually going to get, what's that, about 9 laps? So practically the rest of the festival final. So kudos to the officials to have 3 more laps on. So 9 more laps to go then in the festival final. So here goes Josh Smith then as they head out through of Clark Curve, and already you can see Joey Foster is on the tail of Luke Cooper for 3rd place. They can't pass until they get to the green flag line. Over they go. We're back underway, and Joey Foster immediately goes to the outside line. Here he goes down the outside. What a move round the outside for Joey Foster. He's going for this for the festival final win. That was an outrageous pass round the outside in the wet. That was high, wide, and handsome. In a nutshell, that was absolutely brilliant. In fact, Andy McEwen sat there with his mouth aghast. He can't believe it. And I think neither can we. That was a brilliant one. If that move alone would win the festival, that's fantastic. So Josh Smith then tries to escape. Here comes Joey Foster for 2nd place. Can he pick off Chris Middlehurst? That car is rocket propelled in the wet conditions. Here he comes to the outside line. Middlehurst defends, squeezes Foster to the outside line. He's literally got the Furman shoved under the gearbox of Middlehurst Van Diemen, saying, come on, let me through, because I've got to try and get past. Esterson on the gearbox of Luke Cooper. Morgan Quinn's in there as well. Let's see what traction Foster gets. This car seems to be set for somewhere. They've hit the sweet spot with this setup. Don Hardman and Co. hit the real crack this setup on the Furman chassis. And here he comes, 2nd place. Middlehurst goes to the outside line. Will he go to the outside again? He's doing it again. Down the outside. Oh, stop it, Joey Foster. Round the outside. He's straight on the gearbox of Josh Smith. This is unbelievable. Fantastic for Joey Foster. Now he's going for a chance for the lead into Druids now on lap 16 of 23. They've extended it by 3 laps. He's on the gearbox. It's close between the top 3. Smith, Middlehurst and Foster off the race. Jordan Kelly. That's up at Paddock Hill Bend. He's quite far into the barriers. What will that be? Will that be yellow flags? I'm not sure, but here comes Joey Foster. He's on the tail in the slipstream, going for the lead of the Festival Grand Final of 2024. In towards 30s. He's pretty close, but he's not going to make it through this time. Now, this is crucial because there's yellow flags at Paddock Hill Bend and he can't make his outside pass until they get retracted. So he cannot make them. He's going to have to either make it before they get to the line or before they get to the yellow flag zone. Out of Clark Curves, Josh Smith now has his mirrors full of green Furman all the way down the pit straight. Jordan Kelly's out of there. There are yellow flags. He can't make the move. He has to dart out, so he can't make it happen. And safety car's been deployed again. Oh, safety car has been deployed yet again. Now, what does that mean? And off the road goes Drew Cameron. But what does that mean for the result? Does that mean festival action? Josh Smith is now the safety car again. He's gone early, even before they got to 30. He wants to get the jump because he knows how quick Joey Foster is in second place. He wants to get as big a jump as possible, but you know how quick Joey Foster is, and he can't pass until they cross the start and finish line and take the green flag. But he's gone with him on the restart. He's right there. This could be lining up to get him hook, line, and sinker. The safety car is in. 6 laps to go in the 2024 Gerrit Van Cowen Anniversary Formula Ford Festival Grand Final. And Joey Foster is chasing down Josh Smith, and here he comes. Down the outside for the festival lead. Will it be third time lucky? Round the outside goes Joey Foster. Can he go high, wide, and handsome? He's gone out wide. Can he hold on to it? He squeezes him out wide. They're both almost making contact. But Josh Smith stays in front and throws the block pass and holds on. Up towards Druid. 6 laps to go. Middlehurst is back into it. But Joey Foster is all over Josh Smith here. Out through Druids, down the hill towards Grave Hill Bend. Joe Foster can see that race lead. He's so close. Middlehurst is in there too in 3rd place. It's still Cooper 4th, still Esterson 5th, Quinn 6th, Jason Smith 7th. Could be a change on between the 2 BM racing cars because Johnny McMullen has got his teammate Roy Smith right behind him for 8th and 9th, and it's still Tom Nippers in 10th. You almost get the sense it's when or where rather than if Joe Foster gets past. He's that close, and again, he's right literally shoved under the gearbox of the Van Diemen. Through Clark Curve onto the pit straight. He's going to try again this time because Foster knows where he's going to go, but so does Smith. Smith is twitching on the exit of Clark Curve, and here he comes again. Lines him up for the pass, looks to the outside line if he can. Middlehurst is in the tow as well. Can he make a move for 2nd place? Down the outside goes Foster. He's going for it again, but watch for Middlehurst in 3rd place. He can't get it done. Throws the car in the middle of the road. Goes for the switchback. He's going for it. Up the inside. Can he get the traction? Oh, not quite. Smith covers off the line. Foster looks to the outside to try and get the lead again. Middlehurst is there in 3rd place. Watch for Cooper. Watch for Esterson again. They're all stacking up behind Smith. He's trying desperately to hold on to this lead, putting his car in all the right places, in all the right times. And Foster being absolutely frustrated here. 4.5 laps to go. Again, Smith just hesitates on the apex. He might have as much traction as Foster does, but he's holding him up nice to stack everyone else behind him. Into 30s once again with 4 laps to go. They're twitching and squirming around in damp conditions, and Foster's going for it. Through McLaren, through Clark Curve again. Foster just lining him up. He's literally practically pushing Josh Smith out of the corner as he pushes on, tries to find the traction, tucked in the slipstream, back down the Brabham Straight once again towards Paddock Hill Bend. Why will it go? There's been a tangle up at the top of the circuit. Oh no, that's Trayson Pribble, that's Rob Hall, that's also I think possibly Tom Hawkins in the mix, but these guys are oblivious to it. Well, what does that mean? Josh Smith again, they're all got going again. That's the best thing we could see. So still, Josh Smith holds on to the line. So despite the collision, they've all got going again. That's the best thing we could have seen. So, less than 4 laps to go in the grand final. There is no telling who wins this. It is practically 7 for the lead with just a few laps to go. Here comes Middlehurst on the exit. He's charging along. Good traction from Foster. He tries again. But Smith is defending for his life here to hold on to the victory. And I make no bones about exaggerating it. He's holding on as best he can. Going through 30s. Foster's got to try and find a way through here. He gets Salverline booked on the outside. He's going to the outside line. He's onto the grass. No! Joey Foster's off the road. He's lost out to the victory. He goes back on the road. He was tagged with Jason Smith and he's off. Joey Foster's race is over and so is Jason Smith. It's heartbreak for Joey Foster. What could have been 20 seconds for a festival win. It's not going to happen in 2024. And the race carries on. But what will that do to the results as well? Because can they both continue? What happens? So Josh Smith carries on. It's Middlehurst in 2nd place. Luke Cooper is 3rd. Esterson 4th. Morgan Quinn 5th. Roy Smith is up to 6th and 25th on the grid. But Josh Smith carries on. He holds on, defending as much as he can. What does that mean for the rest of the race? What happens? look at the race we've got right now rather than seeing what happens on the timing screen. Josh Smith still continues on. Middlehurst, again, he's that close to a festival win. He's going to keep on pushing. But Josh Smith has been hanging on by hook or by crook where possible. We're looking back at Chris Acton and Samuel Harrison battling over 16th and 17th place. We go back to the leaders, though. And back to the top of the circuit. Now, is it caught by double wave yellows? So there's no overtaking here, but Middlehurst is close. Surely Josh Smith has to run out of lives here somehow, because he's time and time again had challenge after challenge after challenge for the festival lead, and he's holding on by the skin of his teeth. Down the pit straight, here comes Middlehurst is trying to put himself alongside. Wheel to wheel for the festival grand final victory. Here comes Middlehurst, tries to go to the inside line, but Smith holds on, throws the block, goes to the inside line to go to the middle of the road, and still there's no way past Josh Smith here in car 200. Here comes Middlehurst, looking to the inside. Will he go wide this time? Cooper's in there too. Watch for him in third place. Eston's in the mix as well. Gordon Quinn's fifth. Rory Smith is in there almost on the back of them. There he is at the back of the train in red and white. Down the hill. Lap and a half to go in the 2024 Gerrit Van Cowen Anniversary Formula Ford Festival Grand Final. This has been a genuine modern classic for all sorts of reasons, and Josh Smith is holding on for just a lap and a bit here. They can't pass into this section, of course, because the yellow flags for Joe Foster and Jason Smith. In they go, but Middlehurst is going to have to really line him up here to get a possible chance here. He's possibly as close as he's ever been. There's Foster and Smith's car at the side of the road, so we can't pass there, but it's got to be the traction here to try and get him off the corner. They're scrabbling around. He's in the tow, down the pit straight. One more lap to go in the Festival Grand Final. 1.2 miles to settle it. It's winner takes all. Whoever gets to the line first gets it, and Middlehurst goes to the inside, tries to attack, looks for the undercut here. If he can take the wide line and sneak inside, he could possibly get the traction. They're moving around, but he can't get past there. Now looks to the outside, again looks to the inside again, sees the defence. Josh Smith is not going to let this go easy. Is he going to go deep? He looks to the inside lines, he's gone too deep, he's just about held on to it. How he's holding on, I've absolutely no idea. And MacArthur Road, that's two more cars off in the end. That's Tom MacArthur, I think, and Amato. MacArthur gets back going again. Amato continues on, but he's in the gravel as well. Exton Graham Hill Bend, one more possible chance because there are yellow flags still at the complex of Clearways, McLaren and Clark Curve. It's going to have to be the run towards the checker flag if he can get it. Now through Surtees, up to the top of the complex, so there's still yellow flags. Yes, there are, he can't pass. And it might not happen here. So as they come out to Clark Curve, this has one final push from Middlehurst. 40 years ago, Gerrit Van Cowen won with car 200 at the Formula Ford Festival. 40 years later, it's going to happen again. Up to the checker flag. Josh Smith is a two-time Formula Ford Festival champion. He wins the 2024 Gerrit Van Cowen Anniversary Formula Ford Festival in an unbelievable defensive drive for Oldfield Motorsport, and that was genuinely one of the best finals in modern times. 2021 was good, so was 2023. That's up there as well with one of the best too. Fantastic for all sorts of reasons. Chris Middlehurst. Thanks
once again to FibreKing for sponsoring October's Race of the Week. You can find their social media handle at FibreKing and their website fibreking.co.uk in the description below.